Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Fast Break Radio with me, Jake Singleton. And it is finals time in the NBL1 West. And we've had our first round of finals, qualifying finals, elimination finals. We have to say goodbye to some teams. And this is going to be crazy this weekend coming up. Last weekend till the grand final at RAC Arena. And as always, we're going to start off in the women's division. And there were some really big games. And even in the men's, there was some upset games as well. With Rocco Men's going down to Joondalup, and then the Coburn Cougars beating the Geraldton Buccaneers. So both 1 and 2, they've got a lot of work ahead of them this weekend. And then the women's are as our guest this week, as you can see quickly. The Giants having a massive win, their first finals win in history. And East Perth going down to the Flames as well. So there's so much going on in the league. Joondalup getting the win against Mandurah, which we can talk about as well. But firstly, shout out to my sponsors, Ace Bowlers in Joondalup, Wanneroo area, so check them out. They've been great this year for me. Base compression as well. Remember, 15% off. Use fastbreak_15. You can get 15% off everything on their website, and then also hoop with them. So thank you to my sponsors. And as I mentioned, we've got to get into the show. And in the women's division, first off, to start it off, joining me, Delaynie Byrne from the Goldfields Giants. Delaney, thank you so much for your time. Great to have you on the show this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No worries. As I said, very big win for your girls this weekend, which we can talk about. That was on Saturday night against the Lakeside Lightning, 93-78 win in this elimination final matchup. And you've been, really, really good this season. We can talk about yourself as well. But this team also, as I said, first time getting to the finals. So there is a lot of buzz around your girls, this year in the Goldfields in Kalgoorlie. But I guess first off, how are you feeling, off that win this weekend against Lakeside?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're ecstatic. It was huge, especially just to have that home court advantage. I think having that small and tight-knit community and all of Cal kind of rallying around us, it was just an overall great experience for not only our program, but also just the community as a whole. And just to feel that atmosphere was incredible. And obviously to come away with a win is kind of just icing on the cake. But yeah, it was great. Still buzzing about it.
And as well, this year you've had you're teaming up with, I know she didn't win the MVP, but, that was maybe a lot to do with the 3 weeks she missed and a few games that she missed. Because in my books, I really thought Sierra was the MVP and up there. But, there's been a lot of talk around that during, after the awards and even before. But Sierra's been tremendous this year. And, on the weekend, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. And, what do you love about playing with Sierra this year at the Goldfields?
I mean, there's so many things. I don't know where to start. Obviously, you talked about it. She's a phenomenal competitor. I think, obviously, we're a little biased, but just MVP in my eyes, and just great to play alongside her. And obviously, just that veteran leadership. This only being my 3rd season overseas, just being able to learn from her both on and off the court has been a great experience for myself. And obviously, just bringing that in and leadership and for all of our local girls as well has been huge. And I think it shows her impact that she makes on the floor, especially with those three or so weeks that she missed. And we struggled a little bit, but having her back has been absolutely huge for us and critical moving into, finals time. But yeah, I can't speak any highly of her. I mean, so yeah, she's great.
Yeah. And I guess with her being out, how was that on you? You had that, I guess that, duo team play with Sierra all season, which you guys have really fed off each other. And I know a lot of younger girls on this team, and locals. And then, you got Hazel Yam as well, Panna as well. But you've really had to step up in those few weeks that she was out. So how was that with the adjustment for you?
I mean, I think overall it's just everybody's taken on a little bit of a different role, an additional role that we weren't having to earlier in the season. But I think that just, obviously we didn't come away with the results that we wanted, but I still think that we showed a little bit. I mean, being able to hang with tough teams like East Perth, who are about to face, and being in those tight matches shows that, we're all capable of stepping up and filling in those roles. And obviously the dynamic is a bit different with when Sierra was out, but we have the pieces, and it's just a confidence thing, I think, for a lot of us. But obviously, Yami played some big games. She stepped up a ton. Obviously, Lex, same thing. I mean, she's kind of our floor general the whole season. And then especially like Rachel and Chloe coming in off the bench into that starting role and just having, big minutes and big pieces is, I mean, I think also it almost benefited us in the long run as well because it shows, those pieces that they are capable of that and they can fill those roles and just helping a little bit of individual momentum as well. Now that we have Sierra back, it's like, well, those, bits and pieces are still there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Sierra's been amazing. This team has been really good this year, as you mentioned. First year, Goldfields in the finals, and in their 4 seasons, they've been in the competition. So that's amazing, amazing feat for the club. But this year, Delaney, for yourself, 21 points a game, just about 2 assists a game, 13 rebounds as well. How do you feel you've done? Just yourself. How do you feel you've done this year with the Giants?
I mean, I think that I've had a pretty good season. Obviously, stats wise reflect that. I've really been focusing on kind of that rebounding role and being able to crash the offensive glass, especially, and keeping those numbers up. I think personally, I'm my biggest critic, right? Haven't been that happy about how I've shot the three, especially compared to seasons past, but also good thing because I found other ways to be able to contribute and help the team in whatever way I can, if that's rebounding, if that's whatever it is, looking to go more inside, attack a little bit more, but obviously happy with it, trying to build on that confidence a little bit and just kind of use this as just another layer to add to my game and look at that. But overall happy and feels even better to be in a position where we are team wise and knowing that that's kind of paying off a little bit and seeing that success as a group as well.
And I know, as I said, I know you've played in a few places around the world, which we can talk about as well. Pretty new to Australia, but how's it been as well? You're still pretty young, you're 26 as well, but there's a lot of young girls on this team. Talk about your role, I guess, with these younger players. I guess maybe some of the younger bigs you've been able to help and teach and maybe give them some tips. But how do you feel about this year? Helping out and kind of mentoring some of the young girls on this team?
Yeah, I think that that's kind of one of the most exciting pieces when you come into a program that has a little bit of a mix. We have some older, kind of more experienced players and, that top 5, but having that ability, we were short on numbers, with some injuries and things like that. And being able to bring those juniors up and having them practice with us weekly has been kind of inspiring in a way because you get to see where you once were and now being in a position where it's like, wow, I can actually give back to girls that it doesn't feel like I was in their shoes not too long ago. But yeah, it's huge. And just having them every day, I mean, they come in and compete and it's great experience for them. But also for me, I've always thought about, coaching, even like post playing wise. So just having that opportunity to have kind of an additional role and see the game from a different side of it as well has been huge. But super proud of all of our youngsters, especially for them to even be a part of this finals experience as well is huge. I mean, it's not an opportunity that many girls their age get. So just hoping to give back as much as possible and hoping that they can learn as much and kind of see that mentorship as much as they can.
Well, as well, Kalgoorlie being a small town, do you get noticed a lot in the town when you're out and about?
Yeah, progressively so as the season's gone on. I think especially now, just with so much buzz going around the finals, I think that, the club has done a great job of just kind of getting the marketing out there and, putting the town on notice, like, hey, like the Giants they're rolling, and we're making history. So definitely more so now. They're like, oh, you see them in the gym, see them in the grocery store and things like that. But that's what I love about the small town community is because you do become a part of it in a sense. And you really do, like, obviously not a local, but it's like, wow, like you recognize people and vice versa. And it's really cool.
And all the imports and all kind of like, I guess, people from Perth that have moved to the Goldfields to play always tell me that they love playing out there because they can just focus on basketball. Is that something that you've kind of really focused on? I guess there's not much to think about out in Goldfields and Kalgoorlie, but yeah, is that something you're really happy that this year you're able just to focus on basketball?
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of came into this season, I played a long season in Montenegro, over in Europe. So being able to come over here, I kind of told myself that this is basically like just a glorified off season, getting to play,
Yeah.
some competitive games against great competition and be able to obviously see different parts of Australia, but also have that balance of being able to, play games, but also have that off season mentality where, I get to go to the gym. I have access to great resources here. We have that, our facilities are incredible. So just having access to all that and really taking advantage of it has been great. But we get a little bit of mix, and being able to go to Perth and do some sightseeing every once in a while isn't too bad either.
Yeah. And I guess I love to ask as well, especially Americans. Did you know much about Australia? Like, when you thought of Australia? Because I guess not everyone knows their future and what that holds. But like, did you know much about Australia before? And what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of like this country?
I just, I see things on social media and stuff like that. I think that I really didn't have any sort of preconceived like ideas. I think I remember I saw Esperance when I, first was talking to Jamie
Wow.
and everything. And,
Yeah.
it's like the phone can hear me sometimes, but that popped up. I was like, oh, okay. And then found out it was only 4 hours from me. So more of just the exciting piece of that. And then a lot of the lifestyle things, I was like, wow, like I think I can actually really do well here and enjoy it. But on the other hand, my family, some of my family's like, they got spiders and snakes over there. And I'm like, I
Uh-huh.
really don't think it's going to be that bad. And,
Yeah.
but it's always funny to hear people that, we don't have any idea and it's only what you hear online. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see how that differs from reality a bit.
Definitely. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to hear. Definitely. And yeah, so out in Kalgoorlie and yeah, as well. I heard. I think the game was just about sold out. I saw people lining up outside. How did you feel the atmosphere? Can you tell us anything about on the court? With the new stadium, it's been the second season having the new stadium, and yeah, hopefully a lot of the town and everyone around it are getting to the games. Me being in Perth, it's a bit hard for me to come and watch all the games in the at the Giants, which I'm upset I missed them. But yeah, how was kind of that energy on Saturday night?
I mean it was incredible. We did, we went to schools. We go to schools, throughout the
Yeah.
season, but really pushed heavy and just trying to get, the younger kids involved in the community, giving out, free tickets to all the students and everything. So that obviously is really cool to see young kids and have them come in and see, hey, like this is what you can strive to if you love the game. Like this is the goal here and it's achievable. And then just having the community around us is huge. I think it did. I mean, it felt sold out. It felt sold out, and the crowd was energized. And obviously, you feel it on the court, and that helps build momentum. And I think that I felt it individually, and I'm sure the team can say the same. Just being on the court and knowing that the whole entire town of Kalgoorlie has your back. It's a cool feeling, and it helps even when possessions don't go your way and you have scoring
Mm.
droughts and things like that. They were in it the entire time, so it was a really cool atmosphere. And I mean you can't beat it, anywhere you go. So especially here,
Yeah.
and just knowing that basically everybody was there.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the Giants fans, and it's a great community in Kalgoorlie, and they love the team, and hopefully they keep supporting you, especially for this weekend. I know coming down to East Perth to take on the Eagles, so a bit of a long journey, but yeah, quickly for you, how's that been for you? Have you ever had to? I don't know how it was in Montenegro. I know you played in the UK, which the UK you wouldn't have to travel too long. But you were in Caledonia, so up in Scotland. So yeah, a bit different to
A little bit,
some of the
yeah.
teams in the SLB. Yeah, so I guess you might be pretty used to traveling. But have you ever had to travel? Every second week. About 7-8 hours on a bus. Like, have you ever had that in your basketball career yet?
I mean, the driving is definitely something that I've kind of had to get used to, especially just being overseas. I mean, in college in the States, we're a little bit spoiled. We get to fly to most games.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, it's not bad for me. I'm kind of, my family always road tripped. So everywhere we went, so it doesn't really bother me too much. And
Mm.
by now, the drive really feels like nothing because we know it by heart. But yeah, the travel in Montenegro, it was tough. So
Okay.
Some of those Balkan trips were really tough. So for
Yeah.
me, it's smooth sailing. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't know maybe about Montenegro. I know with the UK, loving that league, loving the SLB, and we have a lot of other NBL1, WNBL1 players that have played there. I think you would have played against Emma Gandini last year, who played
Mhm.
for Willerton.
Yep.
Also from you would have played against a few just off the top of my head, but there would have been a few names that you might have recognised
Mhm.
this year. Zaya Black, I think, from East Perth,
Yep.
one of the girls off the bench. Yep,
Mhm.
she played there with her. But look, Delaney, let's go to the games that we had for our first qualifying final and the finals this weekend. The Coburn Cougars getting the win against the Warwick Senators, and a little bit closer, than when they last faced. After the Senators gave the Cougars their first loss in over 400 and something days, I think it was. So this one went the Cougars' way, 91-79 win. Sierra Walker as well, 20 points, 4 rebounds. Danny Raber, 19 and 11 for her. JS Kafidi, 18 and 4. Jesse Edwards, just 13 points, 5 rebounds, and then also Darcy Garber, 9 points. So they've got so many dangerous players. They're the defending champions. Even though they've lost a lot this year, I still believe they can get to the grand final and still a team to watch out for. They've lost Alex Gibertoni this year, and they've got some injuries as well, but they're still really going along. Russell Hahn as well, one of the best coaches in the league. He just missed out on Coach of the Year. So same for Jamie Worthington as well, which I was really happy that Jamie was actually up there
Mhm.
of the work that she's helped do. In her first 2 years in the season, which is amazing. So, Cougars are still very dangerous, even though, they've lost quite a bit this season, even in the off season as well, which I've spoken about during the shows before. But for the Senators, Jada Clark, 36 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for her. Greta Camp-Schroeder, 13 and 6. Chloe Forster, 13 points, 8 rebounds. Kiara Waite, 9 points for her. Nat Burton, 7 rebounds. She's announced she'll be retiring. So whenever they lose their next game, that'll be it for her. But I don't know if you know much about Nat Burton, but she's played for Australia before. She played in the WNBL. She's coached in the WNBL as well. There's so much to her career. So Nat, amazing career so far, and you never know, they might be able to cap it off with a championship. I know, tough loss in that qualifying final, but they do get a second chance this weekend coming up. And then also we had an elimination final, and they played in the last round against each other in round 18. The Mandurah Magic going down to the Joondalup Wolves and 90-81. And the Wolves this year have been so up and down. I haven't been able to, really. I rarely pick them for games because I just don't know how they're going to turn up. But the end of the season, they've turned up, and they're looking really good as and dangerous as they head closer to the grand final. But unlucky for Mandurah, they've also had some problems this year, losing a couple imports to injuries, and also Mia Jacobs going back to the States, for college, but then coming back at the end of the season. But amazing game for Mia as well in this one. 24 points, 20 rebounds. Claire Jacobs as well, 22 points. Jade Gallen double, 13 points. 12 rebounds. Michaela Pivic as well, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 15 assists. What a season for Michaela as well. So hopefully we can get her back in the league. And I know Vlad Alava watches every week, so get her back, Vlad, because she is special. And then also Kim Pierre-Louis, who has had a really good finish to her season. Round 18, the actual season, but in the finals as well. Still doing her thing, 16 and 10 for the Wolves, and then AJ Johnson as well, 16 and 7. Awatia Leach with 11 points, and then Ella Thornton-Elliott, 10 points. And Rosie Deegan has been phenomenal in this season, coming back from injury. She hasn't really played a lot, as we know, but 21 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. and they move on. And then on Saturday, we can speak about your game as well first, Delaney. 93-78 win against the Lakeside Lightning. And Lakeside coming into this one, they looked pretty good. I think this season they have been really have been a very interesting team. Yeah, they've had ups and downs. They've been a middle table team, but they had a chance to hopefully beat you girls. And I thought they were. I actually don't have the scores. It's actually not telling me the quarter by quarter scores. But I remember while I was commentating in the men's division, I did see it was very, very close. It was a close matchup, and your girls able to get it in the end, 93-78. Delaney Crawford on the other end for the Lakeside Lightning, 31-13, big game for her. Esmeralda Morales as well, 25.6 assists, 3 rebounds. Kiriana Hawaii-Kiorangi, 8 points, 3 rebounds. That would have been interesting for her. Kiara, a former Giant, and I think she's from out there as well, so that would have been a big one for her. And then Sam Roscoe, a near triple-double for her, 8 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists in that one. So, unlucky for Lakeside. They eliminated from the finals and from this season. And then Delaynie Byrne, yourself, 28 points, 16 rebounds in this one. Rachel Pettit, a big game for her, 25 points, 3 rebounds. Sierra Moore, 23 points, 10 rebounds. And I guess how was the emotions, I guess, after the game, getting that win and knowing that you'll move on to this weekend to face on East Perth?
I mean, I think it's kind of overwhelming. I think, credit to Lakeside, first of all. I mean, they played a tremendous game. We lost to them in the regular season, and
Yeah.
having Morales and Crawford on there, just 2 incredible guards, and shot the lights out of the ball, and just figuring out a way to contain them as best as we could. But, they definitely put up a fight, and I think that obviously Rachel on our end, she hit 7 threes. I mean,
Yeah.
might have been like one of the best games of her career. So it's just huge to know that so many of us were firing kind of on all cylinders, and just were able to find that rhythm and find that flow throughout the game. And it was also, Rachel's 250th. So being able to kind of celebrate that with a win on home court, first finals berth was kind of, I mean, what more could you ask for, And then also Chloe was at her last game before, she's going to the States to play college. So just being able to kind of go out, on that home court on a high was incredible. So many components to it outside of the win, that just make it even more sweet. But yeah, I mean, we're still excited about it, but also trying to lock into what we have next. But yeah, great feeling.
Yeah, well, amazing win for your girls, and especially to do it in front of a home crowd also, and still a chance to get to RAC Arena. And for the viewers, definitely get your tickets to RAC Arena. They are on sale, and you don't want to miss it. So grab your tickets, and doesn't even matter if your team's not going to be there. I keep saying this, just get there and watch it. It's going to be an amazing night at RAC Arena, NBL1 West Grand Final. Well, Delaney, I guess it's going to be a shorter show this week because, we don't have lots of games to go through or talk about. But we've gone through the games for the first weekend of the finals. And we will talk about the games for next weekend because we've got games on Thursday, Friday, and depending how it goes, it should be Sunday as well. So a lot of action and, very, very interesting weekend coming up before RAC Arena. So pumped for that. But Delaney, I thought maybe a good chance, especially with all the new players, all the imports, love to talk about, I guess, your background and how you grew up and where you come from. So, I always do my research on my guests and from Denver, Colorado. And, I guess I always like to ask, how was your childhood growing up in Colorado?
I mean, it was great. So born and raised in Colorado. It's my home, my whole family pretty much still lives there, so near and dear to my heart. But it was awesome. Kind of grew up kind of doing all of it. Obviously, kind of a basketball. Well, my parents never played basketball, funny enough, but my sister and I both. My sister plays in college now, so became a basketball family. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a great childhood.
Another thing, you mentioned it, your parents and, I've had some players whose parents have played college and, they played basketball around the world. But, I guess how did you and your family or even yourself get into basketball?
Well, we kind of started off I don't know how it works in most other states or even in
Mm,
Australia, but in Colorado, it's kind of a thing that little girls, they always get put into soccer at about 3 years old. So
mhm,
that was kind of what I did growing up and actually really loved it. And it wasn't until I was probably maybe like 7 or 8, and I actually
mhm,
had a doctor. I think it was a doctor told me like you're going to be really tall. My parents are both really tall. My dad's 6'4" and my mom was 5'10". So
mhm.
they're like you should play basketball. And my dad heard that and was like, all right, like that's it. You're playing basketball. And at first I did not want to play. I was soccer all the way.
Yeah.
But kind of just forced me into it and took a couple years, but obviously fell in love with it and the rest is history. But yeah, I was played up, growing up a couple years, grade years ahead of me. And I remember playing with boys for a couple seasons and, done it all. So
Mm,
it's been my life for past however many years.
mm. Well, you had a pretty good, well, by the looks of it, you had a pretty good high school career, and you're also all Colorado selection. You're a McDonald's All American nominee as well in 2018, which is a really big honor as well. Played for BC Denver and AAU, and yeah, also went to the quarterfinals of the state playoffs and ranked 19th in our high school classes forward by ESPN. Yeah, so a very good high school career. And I know you went to a few colleges, but let's speak about, I guess, coming out of high school. It looks like you would have had lots of offers. So how is that for a young girl and a family to kind of and even even out for the guys as well, for the young guys as well, to have that many offers, or a lot of offers, or even to have a college offer, because it's so much that you would think about, and there's so much to really go into this decision. It's a huge decision. But yeah, how did you feel about it? And yeah, talk to us about. I think first off, you would have went to University of Minnesota, if
Hmm.
I'm correct.
Yep, yep. I mean, I think honestly, it's very overwhelming. And that was back, several years ago. And I know that, the college recruiting process has evolved drastically since
Hmm.
even when I was in high school. But I mean, I received my first kind of recruitment letter in the seventh grade. So very, very
Wow.
young. And my first offer before my freshman year of high school. So I was probably 13.
Yeah.
So it's a lot on, such a young person's shoulders. I mean, you have no idea what you're doing. And
Hmm.
for me, it's like I said, my family, it was all new for all of us. So no one in my family played any sort of college athletics. So it was kind of all of us figuring out how to navigate it. But that's kind of what made it such a unique and fun experience, was kind of figuring it out as we went. And my parents were beyond, helpful and supportive. And I mean, I'm so grateful for them because they've provided everything for me to have, the best experience and make the most informed decisions. I mean, just paying for as many unofficial visits as, they could
Hmm.
afford, and sending me to as
Yeah.
many, college recruiting camps as they could. And
Hmm.
I remember just them opening, our house for, college coaches. It's huge. There's so much to it that my parents put in that maybe I didn't even realize when I was younger. But I mean, they contributed so much. But yeah, I think just in terms of, obviously I went to several different schools. So, there's so many circumstances that you have no idea what's going to happen, wherever you get once you sign. I mean, it could all change. I played for basically five different head coaches by the time I got
Wow.
to my third school. So
Hmm.
everybody's kind of journey is different. And that's what kind of makes it fun, is there's so much unknown. I mean, there's no guarantee wherever you go, but just being able to follow, kind of, I know it sounds cliche, but follow your heart, trust your gut. And I wouldn't change. I gained valuable experiences from everywhere that I was, and I wouldn't go back in time and say, "Oh, I wish I would have only went to such and such school so I never had to transfer." No, because each place kind of gave me a different perspective, and I grew in a different way. But yeah, I think just making the most informed decision. I mean, I remember telling my sister it's about finding the balance that you want. I mean,
Hmm.
her and I are both very academically oriented people. So for us, that was first and foremost, where can I go where I'm going to get, the education that's, going to benefit me, for the long term to help my career in the long term. But yeah, I mean, everybody's journey is different, and I'm thankful for mine. But yeah, it's crazy. It's only gotten crazier, I'm sure.
And then also went to UNLV in Las Vegas, and then
Yep.
Northern Colorado also. And yeah, and then now we've got you here. But as you mentioned, you played in Montenegro also, and also the UK. Where's been your favorite place so far in your career that you've played? I know you've only played in a few countries, but yeah, so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard because every situation has been so different. I mean, from
Yeah.
style of play to
Hmm.
culture, to lifestyle, um, and just everything, teammates, coaches, everything. But
Yeah.
obviously, right here, being here, I think that I'm leaning towards saying that Australia has been my favorite. I think
Mm.
just I've loved the style of play. I've loved being in Cal and just kind of the tight knit community, being able to, see different parts of Australia. And Montenegro had its own challenges, especially with kind of that language barrier. So
Yeah.
being able to come over here, it's like, oh my gosh, kind of a breath of fresh air, being able to, understand and actually communicate openly with honestly anybody, like I can connect with fans in, the grocery store and things like that. It's
Yeah.
something that you kind of take for granted until you're taken away from it. And you're like, wow, that's actually such a big piece to all of it is having those connections. But
Hmm.
yeah, I appreciated and kind of loved every place, all three of them. But yeah, this is definitely right now is my favorite.
Well, as well, I don't really ask about what players major in, but this is really interesting. Is it true you've been major or you majored in biology?
I did. Well, it's a very long story, but I have my
Yeah.
undergrad in philosophy with
Hmm.
a minor in biology, and then I have my master's in wildlife biology with an
Nice.
emphasis in animal behavior and analyzing bird song.
Wow, really
Yeah,
interesting.
so very unique.
Is that something you were interested in before, like with birds and nature in general?
A little bit. So I was always pre-med. I
Yeah.
Even when I was in high school, I wanted to go the pre-med route. I wanted to go and go to either med school or PA school. And just always very science backgrounds, I suppose.
Yeah.
My dad is actually a wildlife biologist,
Wow.
so it was kind of when COVID hit actually, and I was taking immunology and cell physiology and all the all of the hard level classes, organic
Yeah.
chemistry and everything online when I was at UNLV, and I was like, I can't do this. Maybe it would have been a little bit different if it was in person, but
Hmm.
um, once I ended up kind of transferring back home to Northern Colorado, I was like, well, I want to still stay biology, and then kind of just fell in love with some of the those wildlife biology and ecology classes while I was at UNC. And then I was like, well, I want to get back into biology. And that's something that I'm interested in is for my master's. And then I got kind of, I wouldn't say like I didn't choose it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went to one of my advisors when I was applying to the master's program. She ran the animal behavior lab. And
Hmm.
then I went to a couple meetings and got connected with a PhD student who I'm still really close with and kind of hopped on her research. And it's been incredible. I would have never expected to be spending my summers catching birds and
Wow.
analyzing song and behavior, but I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it's really neat. I
That's
don't
it.
know what to go from there, but it's cool.
No,
So,
it's very interesting. I love wildlife. I love animals. I have, it's not similar, but I only graduated high school, so I'm not, like in any way close to you as a biologist or anything like that, or even, yeah, smart enough. But I love watching my cat and her behaviors. So that really interests me as well, and studying behaviors through YouTube as well, and what they mean. Things like that. But yeah, that's very interesting. Have you been bird watching or anything, or looking out in Kalgoorlie?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, they're so different from home, and I'm like
Yeah.
Sierra, my teammates, they give me some crap sometimes, but they're like, "Oh, Delaney loves birds." I'm like, I think they're
Yeah.
interesting, especially the birds here are
Uh-huh.
so different. But I do catch myself sometimes, like I hear them in the morning, and I'm trying to ID them, and my
Wow.
teammates are like, "You're such a nerd." I'm like, it's ingrained in my brain. I can't help it sometimes.
Yeah. No. Well, that's amazing. I never actually speak about the masters or majors or what they were kind of talking about and learning in college. So it's something I'd love to actually bring into the show a bit more. It's very interesting. But yeah, and look, I'm big on the UK scene with basketball. I was born in the UK. I still love basketball over there. And what was it like to get a chance to play in Scotland? In the SLB, and yeah, a great team. Someone who you played against on the weekend, Sam Roscoe. She played for Caledonia as well in Scotland. So would have been. I guess you're from Colorado. I'd say it's pretty cold there. And then also Montenegro. Don't know, was it a bit cold? But Scotland, I know I've been to Scotland and it's very very cold.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think it was terrible because I'm used to the
Yeah.
snow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the cold really didn't bother me. It was more like the gloomy days get to
Yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah.
especially sometimes during season. But
Mm,
no, I loved it. I think you touched on just like this Scottish piece. I mean, as much as we're making history here in Cal, it was a very similar situation. And in Scotland, we won the first piece of hardware for like Scottish women's professional
wow.
history with the trophy final when I was there. So just being able to be a part of such a incredible group and playing with and playing for. I mean, Chantel Handy is a legend.
Hmm.
So just being able to play under her and learn from her in her first like full season of coaching was such a great experience, especially as a rookie. Um, and kind of going in, that's what I wanted was an experience that was an easier adjustment
Hmm.
from life in the States and having that English speaking, but also knowing that I'm going to play for somebody who has put her name on the map, is an extremely successful playing career, and then playing, also under coaching legend Miguel Ortega is also over there
Hmm.
as the head of basketball. So overall, it was an incredible experience, especially for my first season. And same thing with the community there. I can't speak highly enough of them. It's really really cool, the fan engagement that they have there, and bringing in same thing with kids and being able to be hands on with kids and involved with that
Hmm.
was a really great experience as well. But yeah, it was awesome. I had a great time, and it was fun.
Mm. Well, you had a great journey so far in basketball, and as well, it doesn't end. You've got a long career ahead of you, and as well, this weekend got a massive game which we can talk about, and we're going to go through the games that we've got all this weekend in the NBL1 West for the finals coming up. It's everything from now is really an elimination, so no more second chances for the top five. And yeah, on Thursday night at Warwick Stadium. It's kind of a battle for Joondalup in this one. The Joondalup Wolves taking on the Warwick Senators, as I said, at Warwick, 7 p.m. I'm going to do my best to get down to that one. This is going to be very interesting. Like we said, Joondalup have really found what they've needed to find all season. They've really putting everything together. Kim Pierre-Louis has been tremendous as well, really stepping up and doing her thing. And then you've got Rosie Dean coming off the bench, putting up, 15, 16, well, over 15 points as well, which is really tough having her coming off the bench. And yeah, they're just such a tough team right now. I just think they are they've got this momentum. They're feeling it after winning. I think it's about their last three games. So they're on a roll. Warwick coming off of a loss against Coburn. They're going to have to back it up this week. But they have, all season I've been saying they've had a tremendous team as well. All WNBL talent. And Chloe Forster leading the way as well. They're playing for Nat Burton also, who's retiring, so that might come into it as well. And a legend in Brad Robbins as their head coach. Yeah, this is so hard to pick. Like I'm about to not pick a team, but something's telling me the Wolves. But I think Warwick will have this win, but it's going to be super super close. But yeah, look, even how Joondalup playing, I really can't pick, but I'm just going to go Warwick. But yeah, this is going to be a really, really interesting game, and I can't wait to watch it. So, Delaney, I don't know if you want to pick a winner or something. Who do you think might get this one this weekend?
Not sure if I'm picking winners, but I
That's
mean,
okay.
we've played both, in the past couple games of the season, and I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think, like you
Mm.
touched on, I think Joondalup is kind of riding that momentum right now. They're playing really good basketball together, so I think if they can kind of keep that momentum and keep that flow, they're going to be, I think they're going to be
Yeah.
tough. And then obviously Warwick is falling if they're flowing on all cylinders. I think having both that inside outside presence with Coy Forster, if Mackenzie Clinch Hoycard is
Yeah.
hitting from three, it's
Hmm.
dangerous. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to watch and kind of see how it turns out. But it's finals basketball, so just the level and the
Yeah.
intensity. It's you really never know because everybody's going to be on their A game and it's going to be competitive. But that's what's so awesome about it is it really is anybody's game at this point, I think.
Yeah, you really got to turn up. It's only one game, and that's it. So it could be anyone's night. And very different teams like Warwick, their bigs love to step out and shoot threes, like you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
with with Mackenzie Clinch Hoycard. She loves that pick and pop. It's like what she does best as well. Down the other end, the Wolves they really love to seal inside, get some back to basket action, or even kick it out. Kim Pierre Louis loves playing inside the keyway, and most of her points come from there. So really different dynamic. But look, I'm going to go for Warwick in this one, but I won't be surprised if Joondalup can knock them off because they've had some really big wins lately. And then also on Friday night as well, I'm hoping to get down to this one. Morley Sport and Rec Centre, the East Perth Eagles taking on the Goldfields Giants. Now, we know about East Perth. They have an all-star stack team. Sarah Mortensen, Stacey Barr, Sydney Wright as well, who's doing a great job at the point this year, really settled in there. Jade Williams also, and even off the bench, as we said, Zaya Black earlier on. Yeah, they are a tough team, but they've really got to look at you as well, Delaney. They've got to look at Sierra, and also Rachel's been playing some really good basketball. Especially last week, as you mentioned, 250 for her. This is going to really come down to the wire. I think this is going to be a close one. But East Perth, yeah, it's going to be a big test for your girls. I know you haven't really been at training this week, haven't been able to go through some film, but and you don't need to talk about every little thing you're going to be doing this weekend. But what do you think you've got to do against East Perth to hopefully get this win at Morley on the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of touched on it just going through all their personnel. I mean, they have so many threats offensively.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just going to be locking in first and foremost to, what are their strengths and how do we, first of all, kind of limit who we need to limit. Limiting the 3 point with Stacey Barr, I think that they played really well in transition versus Rockingham over the past weekend. So being
Yeah.
able to kind of place an emphasis on that and don't let them get hot and playing fast right away and being able to control the pace that we want to play at. And then obviously for us, I think it's kind of feeding off of that momentum, like not getting too hot, not getting too cold, and kind of being able to stay steady and finding who we need to find. I think we did a great job of that, this past weekend. Obviously, we talked about it, but Rachel is really hot, so being able to find our own threats, and who's on that game, and obviously, being able to get Sierra the looks that she needs to get and get everybody involved the way they need to. But it's going to be a tough matchup, and we're really excited for it. We're going to be locked in, and so training's tomorrow. So I'm sure we'll know more then. But that's what I got for you.
And so hopefully your girls can make that long travel, but you're used to it on the bus. And that's going to be really interesting on Friday night at 7 p.m. as well. So viewers, if you're a fan of the East Perth Eagles, get down. You never know, we might have some Giants traveling, with some diehard fans, because you do get
Hopefully.
some that travel. Yeah, we do get some that travel down with you as well. So hopefully they're there and loud as they can be.
Absolutely.
And as well, Delaney, I'd love to ask personally for yourself, are you superstitious about your game day? Is there something that you have to do, or are you kind of relaxed through your game day routine?
Not really. I feel like I'm not super superstitious about it.
Yeah,
It's pretty much the same regardless, but pretty chill. I don't like to psych myself out too much about the
yeah,
outside stuff, and just when I get to the gym, it's time to kind of focus in and try to tune out the rest.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's it's still great. So yeah, an amazing season for you as well, Delaney. And yeah, no matter what happens this weekend, we'd love to have you next year as well. Hopefully, you go back to the Giants, or we'd love you in the league as well. But yeah, it's been really great to have you on the show this week, and as well quickly for the winners of both of these games. So on Thursday, the at Warwick and Joondalup, the winner will go on to face the Rockingham Flames on Saturday night. So that is a chance for them to book a spot. As I said, yeah, I think as I said, Warwick I think has a good chance to get there, but Joondalup as well. So that's going to be massive as well, and that one will be at Rockingham, and then also the East Perth Eagles and the Goldfields Giants. So the winner of that one will move on to face the Coburn Cougars at Coburn as well, and then book a spot in the grand final at RAC Arena, 15th of August. But yeah, Delaney, thank you so much for your time. It was great to speak with you this week, and best of luck to you and your girls on the weekend, on Friday, as you head down, and safe travels as well. Yeah, hopefully you can get the win against the Eagles.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
No worries. And thank you for being on the show. Well, viewers, listeners, thank you so much for checking in. And do not go anywhere, because we're going to come back and we're going to talk men's NBL1 West straight after this, the finals. As I said, we've had some huge games and some big upsets as well. So we can talk about that right after this. Now we are back, and we're going to talk men's division. And off of a massive game on Saturday, he led the scoring in this one. Massive game for the Joondalup Wolves against the Rockingham Flames. And it's my guy, it's Taylor Young. Tay, thanks for joining me, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. No problem, man. A little sore from the game still, but I'll be all right.
Yeah, man, a big win. This is, I don't know if we've seen this. I don't think I've ever seen this. The top two seeds losing both their games. Gero losing their game against Coburn, Rockingham losing against your Wolves. But how are you guys feeling after that, electric win at Rockingham on Saturday night?
To be honest, the way the coaching staff and everybody was training in the training sessions leading up to last Saturday, I was confident the whole game. And even when we were down, everybody gets a little bit of nerves, but the fans that we had there, since I've been to Joondalup brings a crowd almost every away game. Kind of lit a fire in us, and then we started to hit some shots, play some defense, and then pay attention to the scout that Lucas and the coaches put into place, and it just kind of went on from there. So I know we were capable of it. It was just more putting it together, and then it's the right time to do it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people will know you from East Perth. You played, I think it was 5 years, maybe even more, Tay. But a long time. A long time.
It feels like a long time, but it was a 2.5.
Yeah, really. Okay,
Yeah.
it feels a long time. But you really were part of what they were trying to do at East Perth. But I guess you're really looking good at Joondalup. I've had a lot of time to watch you play, and I've never seen you play with as much confidence, and also I feel like they've really given you the keys to this team as well. Even though you've got some other great scorers on the team, as you know. You really look like you're loving Joondalup, man.
Yeah, I can really say I am, because it's crazy. After everything transpired last year, before I left to
Yeah.
go to Sutherland, I was talking with Joondalup, and then things happened. I went to Sutherland, but I told him next year I'll for sure be open to it. And then I had a conversation with Lucas Allen right when he took the job, and he explained his vision for me, the style of play he wanted to kind of implement, and things he wanted me to improve on leading up to it. And then I got a chance to do it in the Indonesia game. Now, I guess it's like I said, it's just coming all together at the right time. Some growing pains, new coach, me trying to fit in with the guys, me, Sharif, and Hayden, trying to fit in with a group that's already been together and around each other for years. Everybody's welcomed me with open arms. I have nothing but good things to say. Between the front office, the people around the community, coaching staff, everybody's been supportive. Because I mean, we like you said, we've known each other a long time. Like in between the lines, I can get pretty fiery, and everybody's pretty aware of that, and they can kind of bring me down back to earth, if that makes sense. So I'm enjoying it, man. I can just focus on playing basketball, and I'm on a winning club. That's all I really care about. Winning solves all the
Yeah.
problems.
Well, you played with some great players and imports as well. What do you love about playing with Sharif? He was second in MVP votes. I knew he would be up there. I thought Isaac would be up there as he won the MVP, but I really thought Sharif would be very close in that top three, and he was second. What do you love about playing on this Wolves team with Sharif?
To be honest, he's very selfless. It doesn't sometimes, like on the court, it might not look like it, but he's always thinking of what's best for the team. I think you've commentated games or you've watched games where he's putting his body on the line. Like he's not just focused on offense. Like he's trying to do whatever it takes to win. Um, Especially early on, like team nobody knew about him for the most part. Well, they knew about him,
Yeah.
but they didn't really have a scout for him. So he was just getting to his spots and getting buckets. And then the way we play, the way Lucas has it and the coaches have everything set up, we get out and run. And obviously, he's very quick. I thought I was fast. He's way quicker than me. Um, so the kick aheads and all of that makes it easy, and it opens up stuff for everybody else. And he's a willing passer. There was times during the Rockingham game this past weekend where I'm looking at him, CJ's looking at me, and Sharif is pointing back at me, which is kind of what we saw at the end when I was kind of in the middle ball screens and stuff like that, making plays for everybody. So he's selfless. I love having, and he's a great person. It's not like he's excuse my language for lack of a better word, like an asshole off the court or hella
Yeah.
arrogant. Knows he's hot shit right now, but
Yeah.
he's he's really a good person, and I enjoy having him. And sky's the limit for that dude for as long as he wants to keep doing it.
Yeah, and you would have done battle against CJ, at the Eagles and played against him. A former MVP over in Adelaide, and I feel like another guy who's really down to earth, easy to get along with. Love to share the ball with his teammates, and maybe the same thing as Sharif. I know he's a forward, but you look like you enjoy playing with CJ as well.
Man, it's crazy. It's like a full circle thing because I think after my first year at East Perth, me and CJ
Mm.
talked about it, but I was just comfortable and I'm a loyal dude. And I was like, nah, I'm cool where I'm at. And now to have this year, me and him playing together, like you said, he's selfless also. Sometimes I got to tell him to go get his money, and I'm asking him where
Mhm.
does he want me to be to make it easier for him. Um, I'm loving it. Between him and Sharif, they make it easier on myself because they attract so much attention. Now, when I have the ball, I just got to be able to, make the right play or put the ball in the hole when my opportunity is given, which is where I think I'm at in my career right now. I'm just trying to make it as easy as I can for them and my teammates. And with a guy like CJ, based off what he did last year and all the years prior, he's capable of average going for 25, 10, and 10. He's had a triple double this year. He's flirted with it a few times and
Mhm.
he's hard to stop. So good luck to the rest of the teams we got to play because he's activated right now.
Yeah, well, as you said, a big win against the Flames, and definitely was a big challenge. Going up against Isaac White as well, Blake Jones. I know Michael Harris was out in this one, but Isaac being the MVP and also playing in the NBL. You would have seen him play in the NBL and played against him. No, not played against him last year as you were in Sydney, but how do you feel like going up against these NBL guys and I guess a tough matchup would have been with Isaac this week, and I saw maybe a little bit of chippiness between him and Sharif. I don't know if that was true, but I saw a couple highlights and there was a little bit of
Yeah,
chippiness. But Isaac is a tough cover as well, and as I said, you've played against a lot of players in your time, and he's a special talent as well.
I agree, and it's actually crazy. I think when I first came back to Australia after COVID, I think he was playing with Ipswich, up in the
Mm-hmm.
north, and I was playing with
Mm-hmm.
Southwest Metro, and we played against each other. Then it was a long time ago, but somebody reminded me of it. I want to say like Sunday. I think it was either my
Mm-hmm.
dad or like my brother, or like oh, you played against that dude
Okay.
before. I was like, oh, word. And then I look back, and then just so happens we was in the same conference at the same time. But
Yeah.
he's obviously
Mm-hmm.
way better now. He's way better now. And yeah, he was going to be a tough cover regardless. And the coaches did some things to like adjust and cater for that, just so he wasn't the one. We tried to make somebody else beat us, so it wasn't just him going for 40 or making plays and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And just so happens that we paid attention to the scout. We repped it out in practice really hard, and we benefited from that in general. And I think just the NBL guys in general, obviously they're talented or they wouldn't be there. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's basketball. I played around the world. Sharice played around the world. CD's played over in America. CJ's obviously played professionally. So
Mm.
when you get in between them lines, man, I don't I don't really care where you are, who you are, what you did. It's what you're doing in the moment. And hats off to Isaac. He's MVP for a reason. And then during that game, he showed why he ran off like a few in that third quarter when we got down quite a bit. He ran off some key and some tough buckets.
Mm.
And then towards the end, we was able to figure it out and get over the hump. So, but credit to him. He is a good talent. That's the reason why he's in the NBL, has accomplished all he's done.
Mm.
And
Well,
yes, I think to your
yeah.
point, I wouldn't say it was chippiness. They, how basketball players are. People just be talking in
Yeah.
between the lines. There
Mm-hmm.
was no hard feelings or anything like that. It's just two dudes being competitive with him and Sharif.
Yeah, that's how they are. Yeah, you've been around a long time. No disrespect, but yeah, you'd like to see it sometimes, I guess. Just that's how it is. But you hit a massive, I'd say, 3/4, shot, beating the buzzer at halftime. How'd you feel about that one, Tay?
To be honest, somebody told me this is my second time doing that at Rocco, because I think 2 years ago I did it with East Perth. I just chucked it up and it happened to go in. But in that moment, I think something that happened after a free throw, and Isaac got a putback, and him and Sharif were talking while everybody was occupied over there. I was like, give me the ball," and I just chucked it up, threw it up. And
Hmm.
the way everybody was explaining, if I don't hit that shot, we lose. So thank the
Wow.
basketball guys for that.
Mm. Well, yeah, it was 52-47. He knocked that down. It's a 2-point game going into half, and you also have that momentum. I haven't
Yeah,
seen after that half. Um, I've just seen a couple highlights, including that. Like everyone's seen that highlight now, but
yeah,
yeah, you go into that half with the momentum. You would think, in basketball, that's definitely going to give you the momentum into the second half. So definitely what you were saying, but and Tay as well. This year for the viewers, they would have noticed that Ace Ballers jumped on as a sponsor of mine, and they've been great. And so yourself, you work out there, you coach there. You've been there nearly since day one, and yeah, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to show some love to them. And what's so special about Ace Ballers?
uh, how much time you got? But I would say just the family environment, like everybody that
Hmm.
comes in there, everybody's smiling, they're happy, they're cheerful, they're asking you how your day was. Especially me playing around here, playing for Joondalup. Most of the base is around this way, but when you do get
Yeah.
like kids from East Perth, or I think one time I had somebody drive up from Lakeside just to work out.
Wow.
So, and everybody, like I said, it doesn't matter what jersey you represent or what team you represent. It's all one family when you walk in between those doors. And the owner, Elena, she's amazing. The whole family, they welcome me with open arms. She's one of those people, like, if she can help, she will. And like I think sometimes I have to like, she works really really hard. I have to beg her to take a day off or chill, or and she's like, nah, I
Mhm.
can't. But like, please, just for my sanity, just relax. We'll try to hold it down until you get back tomorrow or something like that. So I love her. I look at her as like a sister. I feel like most people around Ace look at her the same way, like a big sister or auntie. I don't want to get in trouble and say like a mom or anything like that. But yeah, I love her, man. That whole family, everybody at Ace, I have nothing but appreciation for them, because the way they took care of me when I got back from Sydney, in terms of
Mhm.
just letting me kind of be myself and not trying to change who I am for the sake of whatever it may be. Um, I have nothing but good things to say about that place, and I recommend a lot of people if you're in the area or want to give it a shot. They offer coaching in all shapes and sizes, whether it's personal, small group, birthday parties, just to come in and get shots up on the shooting machines. They'll try to cater to whatever needs you may have.
Well, yeah, it's amazing all the work that they do, and great courts and everything. And yeah, doing birthday parties. Any kids interested? It's something definitely to look into. And Tay as well. Like I feel like I've seen you there coaching a couple times and been around, and then even see you on Instagram coaching. You really look like you enjoy coaching the kids, and I even feel like that even through years that I've been around you. Even when we were both at East Perth, we'd do clinics, and
Yeah.
I'd see you with the kids, and yeah, it's a special thing, I guess, for you to I guess give back to the community and give back to the next generation.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think more along the lines, just in general, I like to having an impact, and I feel like this is the best way to affect like change in regard, in regards to everything going on in the world with different
Mm-hmm.
upbringings and the way people view people is by like action. So if I can help a kid both on and off the court with their mental, talk to them, ask them how their day's going while we're working on basketball stuff, we get them to relax and be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. Maybe they'll do that for the next person down the line. Just kind of paying it forward is the way I look at it. I talk to my mom about it all the time. Like I didn't think I'd be training kids full time. Like I've always wanted to work with kids. It's kind of what I went to school for back in America. I saw myself doing this, but not in this capacity, not in a basketball capacity. More like
Mm-hmm.
after school programs and stuff like that, which I still feel like I'm doing. I'm just in a basketball setting, but I'm trying to apply the same kind of teachings and treating people with respect. Yes, thank you. I always tell them this, when you finish, whoever brought you or whoever's taking care of you, tell them thank you because you can't get there without them. You're a little kid, so that's basically. Yeah, I do enjoy it. Yeah, you're right. You kind of spot on. Like I didn't think I'd be doing it in this capacity or basically life after basketball with it, but I couldn't see myself doing anything else now. So I'm appreciative of give credit to East Perth. They put me Tim May kind of got me started with it. Shout
Yeah.
out to Tim Simons before he stepped down from East Perth. And now I don't know what 3-4 years later, I'm still doing it. And it's like a full-time job now, so I can't complain. It's a blessing.
Well, you do a great job, especially with the kids, and you really, really take your time to work with them. And yeah, it's been great. It's like a full-time thing for you now, Ace. So anyone interested, definitely get in touch with Ace, and you can check out their Instagram and DM them. Even if you want somewhere to hang out, if there's any kids you want somewhere to hang out, because I've spoke to everyone there, and yeah, like kids that maybe have troubled backgrounds or have trouble at home, just want somewhere to go. I know this is a place where they can come and feel like they're
That
part of
is
something too.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Every Friday, I think it's like a youth program or whatever. Evan
Mm-hmm.
Rice, we host it obviously and provide like food and stuff for the people that come
Mm.
in. I don't think you have to pay for it. You just fill out a flyer and you just come in and chill. Like kids come in there, chill. They offer programs. They do some artwork, arts and crafts. I think one time they had like a musician come in and had these
Yep.
kids write some raps and stuff. I was hearing stuff while I was over there training kid on one of the courts. It's good, man, and it gives them a sense of peace or something else to enjoy outside of whatever they got going on off the court or outside of Ace. So yeah, I think
Mm.
it's Ace doing we doing some things over there, man. We're doing some things over there.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Elena.
Well, yeah, check into it, listeners, viewers. Definitely doing some great things at Ace. And even if some young kids listen, you want to get some shots up, you can hit them up, and maybe you can work out with Taylor Young as well. He'll put you through your paces, and definitely a great guy to learn from. But Tay, I
Appreciate
could
that,
talk to
man.
you all day about I could talk to you all day about the league and Ace as well. But we've got to get to the games that we had on the weekend. Our
Right.
first elimination final. I was commentating this one, so it was great to watch. The Willetton Tigers taking on the East Perth Eagles, and it was a little bit slow at the start for the East Perth Eagles. The Willetton Tigers went up about 16-2 at one point, and yeah, it was a tough start for the Eagles. They came back and they pushed. And yeah, at the end of the day, it wasn't the day for the East Perth Eagles, but Tayshaun Cherry he actually was pretty slow in the first half. He's my guy. 5 points for him. I think it was in the first half. And finished with 29 as well, Tay. And you've played with him in the Spring Classic for my team, and a great guy on and off the court. He's very excited. He was very frustrated at the start of the game. He's very fiery. You would have seen him, but once he calmed down, he really hit some shots and really provided a push for the Tigers as well.
Man, shout out to Tay, man. Yeah, from this past summer playing with him and with you. Like I said, I was just with that team in the summer at the Spring Classic. I was just trying to make sure everybody was happy, putting him in spots so he can get his buckets. He don't need a lot of space, I'll tell you that, and he's very efficient. It's not like he's just shooting for the sake of shooting. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he is fiery. I think I am, but I think he got me beat. But he is a good dude. Like, he's real chill. Me and him have had conversations off the court, and they wouldn't be where they are without him. I'll tell you that.
No. And as well, shout out to Damian Scott and also, on commentary, I called them the old boys, him and Mike Vigor, because third quarter, they really were doing defensively everything they could. Tayshaun was in foul trouble. They've lost Bryce Johnson for this season. A lot of young guys had to come on. Aaron Gashore as well played some really good minutes. 8 points, 4 rebounds, so shout out to him. But Mike Vigor off the bench, 10.6 rebounds. Damian Scott added 12 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. And then Tom Jerovich as well, 12 and 5. And even Lockie Burnett at the start of the game hit a couple threes, got going. And then Musameshi as well, 8 points, 5 steals as well. So and then Isaac Gartorna is on 9 points, 3 assists in this one. Good to see him looking healthy and back. But yeah, I got a shout out to Mike and Damian Scott, because they were great in that third quarter and really pushed it over the line. And then Tayshaun in the fourth quarter was ice in his veins.
That team is really well coached.
Adam. Yep.
Yeah, I think that Tay and him kind of have the same kind of fiery nature, because I remember, I think my first or second year, I can't remember, me and him have gotten to it, just just simple banter, like during the game or whatever. And it's always like just good, harmless fun. But they're really well coached, and he uses the young boys too. Like, he's not afraid to let, if you're not playing well, he'll sit you and he'll roll with somebody else. And it showed when we played him. They didn't have Tay. They didn't have Musamichi. They were missing a lot of people, and they upset us because he went with the young guys, and the young guys stepped up. So they're well coached, and they're not somebody, even though it depends on, because we play them if they beat Gerald. So I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a team to worry about. That's not going to be like a cake. I'm not looking at it as a cakewalk at all.
No. Well, the game before this, so this game, I actually went for East Perth. I actually said East Perth would win. And before the game, I walked down past the court, and actually after the game, I walked past the court just to say hi to a few people. And the coaching staff reminded me. They said, "Jake, you went against us. You better get out of here," kind of thing. And Tayshaun as well messaged me and said, "Oh, you went against us before the game." He goes, "I heard you went against us, so this one's for you." And he hit some big shots. Looked up at the box where I was and pointed and
make sure to let
definitely.
You know.
And he let me know, and definitely, and that's how it is. I said, you got to go earn it. Go show me you can do it, and he did.
Yeah.
So and that's how it is. I've had in the past Devondrick. I've gone against them when he was at the Flames. I think I went for you guys at East Perth a few years ago in a semi-final, and they came to East Perth and won. And I actually went for you guys. Yeah, and he's done the same thing. So that's how it goes. Tay, I guess it's a little bit of extra motivation. It's no disrespect from my end. You would know from me, but maybe I like that it maybe gives a little bit of a spark to some of these games.
And it makes it kind of entertaining, right? So I think, and it, like you said, it lights a fire, gives somebody extra motivation or something to prove. And especially this time of year, it's win or go home. So whether it does or it doesn't, you really don't have a choice. You got to go out and perform, or you're done. You're just going to be watching. So I do it again. Do it again. You got to repeat it.
East Perth to Sean Parsons, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 steals. Nick Philpo with 16 points in this one. Lee Roberts with 14 and 2. David Aquera, a little bit more quiet on his end. He was really quiet in that first half, 12 points, 8 rebounds. And then even Lat Mayen off the bench, 3 points, 4 rebounds. So I know he's been struggling with injury as well. He hasn't been 100%. But yeah, really, really bit of a struggle for them. But Deshaun was really a bright spark in this game. He was great. East Perth would love to get him back. So unfortunately, the East Perth Eagles are packing for this year, and we'll see them next year. And then next up, a big upset. Not a big upset, but you would say an upset in some form. At Active West Stadium in Geraldton, the Cougars 110, the Bucks 95. Verl Williams 20 points and 5 rebounds. Josh Keys with 18 and 6. Liam Hunt with 13 points in this one. Devondrick, he had the 9 points and 6 rebounds. And then someone who's been great these last few weeks, Matt Norman, 22 points, 4 rebounds. And for Coburn, Joseph Bradshaw, 23 points, 11 rebounds. Rowan McKenzie, 22 and 7. Johnny Narkle, 20.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Akeem Springs added 15 as well. Fletcher Clestorni as well with 12 in this one. Yeah, you would have seen the Cougars this year, Tay, and from last year, I know you were over in Sydney, but they were, kind of wooden spooners. They were sitting second last, and this year they're really making a point to get to the grand final this year.
Yeah, even when we played them both times this year, they're really physical. They crash the glass, they pressure the ball, and with a guy like I respect Rowan's game a lot. Like, he's one of those guys. It doesn't seem like you can really speed him up. He's very efficient, and he tends to make the right play 7 to 8 times out of 10. So the coach put a real good team around Rowan. Johnny Narco, obviously, he's an NBL player now. He's coming into his own. And obviously, it looked like he wanted to stick it to him when they went there, when they got this W this past weekend. That's, again, like I said earlier, it's not a team you looking past now that we're in finals, because they have their whole team now.
Yeah, and I know they've missed a few as well with Johnny being out. I think like the first 8 rounds. As well. Sure. I think Joe was injured maybe a couple games as well. Bradshaw.
And then Rowan. I think Rowan was hurt for a substantial time too, and they managed to figure it out without him. So, like I said, credit to the coaches. Yeah.
Well, they've done great this year, and they moved straight on. And then also in an elimination final match, because this one was a little later than it started about near the end of the game for Willetton. So I actually headed that way into the hills, and I said, I'm going to go watch the Suns play against the Hawks, because that's going to be a massive game. And the Hawks, no Jack Browder for them in this game, and they still won 87-57. The Suns, they were just deflated. I don't know. I got there in the second quarter. They were still already down by 20. So I didn't see a lot of the first quarter. So, but in that first quarter, it was pretty low scoring, 15-11. And then, they kind of had a 20-point lead going into the half. Joe Cook Green really was the only one. Only 2 players in double digits for them. Joe Cook Green with 14, and then also Reese Maxwell off the bench with 10 points. Marley Sam came off the bench this week, 8 points, 5 rebounds. He was actually at the Australia camp, I think, for under 19s.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So I heard through the grapevine that that's why he didn't start as well. And then I've heard that maybe they were saying they should have started him. Would it have changed? I'm not sure. So
I don't know either. But it's finals. You better roll with the dude that got you there.
Yeah, and then that's what a lot of people have been saying since that loss. So unfortunately they lose that one. But Cam Hufner in this one, 25 points, 20 rebounds, massive double-double for Cam. Isaiah Moses, 20.7 rebounds. Max Bucknell, a double-double, 13 and 16. And Grubisher with 7 points. And then AJ Nabenzi as well hit 2 threes in this one with 8 points, 3 assists. And then, no Jack Browder, the league-leading scorer. And for people that don't know, he's actually picked up his last year, a 5th year, and going back to college next year. Or at the end of this year.
That's crazy. The world we live in, man.
Yeah, so it's been announced. I heard that after the game on Saturday night. So I didn't know if I could say anything, but it's actually been posted, and they've actually announced that he's actually taking that up. So I heard he won't be able to play. So
Oh,
whatever
well,
happens to them.
congrats to them, man. Good win for them, though. I mean, especially considering how they started with not everybody being there from the jump.
Yeah.
So credit to them, credit to the coaching staff. Even same thing, Cam Hoofner and the rest of those guys, I'm sure they'll pick up the slack now that even though Browder's not
Yeah.
playing. It's not like they're a bad team. They're also kind of the same with they play like fast paced. They get up and down. They shoot a lot of
Yeah.
threes. So anything can happen.
And the young guys really step up. Like I
Oh,
said,
for sure.
Andreas Grubischer, he does really well in all the games I've seen. Even, Jack Exeter stepped on for some good minutes, only, the 4 rebounds. AJ Nabenzi as well, kind of, a guy who's played around the league for a long time for Perry Lakes. He stepped in, had some big minutes. Jack Kingswood as well. And then even Darcy Knox, a guy, who's played a lot of basketball in his career, and they've got a really, really good, solid team as well. Even though I feel like without Jack, I think they can still, do some damage here in the finals. But we'll see how it goes. And then, last game on Saturday for the men's, 99-97 win for the Joondalup Wolves against the Rockingham Flames. And Isaac White, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Tevin Jackson, 17 and 8. Emmett Nahr with 12 points, 5 rebounds. And then Blake Jones, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Ryan Godfrey with 9. Travis Dernan with 12 points. LaQuinton Ross as well, 10 points, 8 rebounds. And that's a really tough stat line for everyone. That you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in double digits. They do that a lot at the Flames, and then scoring 97 points as well. So that's that's actually a really good win for you guys, especially when they got 6 guys in double figures.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think we talked about earlier, they're well coached as well. It's not just a bunch of star power or whatever. Guys are sacrificing because Tevin came over there from Redbacks and he was the guy. He was the man. He's one of the better players in the league. So it's not like he's a pushover. He knows what it takes to be successful. Emmett Nahr is the league leading assist guy in the league. He's a hell of a point guard. Makes the right decisions for the most part. And they rebound the ball a lot. With Quentin Ross, Blake Jones, Isaac gets in there. Tevin's tall. He's probably 6'10" with his afro. They all Travis Dern and all of them. They all and Ryan Godfrey as well. He shoots the pitch out of it. He's a grunter. He knows what it takes. He really knows what it takes to win. He's been a part of that club for, I guess, ever, because I've only been here 4 years. So I had a lot of respect for them. I always have. So it felt good beating them because I've never done it, and to do it in the high house. And again, it felt like our fans. We had more of our fans there as the game went on.
Yeah.
They just kind of stepped up and was cheering, supporting us. Shout out to the fans, the community, and the women's team, and then shout out to us because we found a way to pull it out. Because I think we got down like 16 in the third. They went on a nice little run, and then we managed to figure it out, play some defense, get some stops, get out and run, make some quality shots. CJ hit 2 timely 3-pointers. CJ did amazing. I know the box score doesn't necessarily show it, but he was in the trenches, banging bodies, wreaking havoc, getting on the other team's big man's nerves. He wasn't, giving the refs too much. I think it was probably more me and Sharif this time, but we were able to keep him in check. So shout out to CD. Congratulations to him too, because I know he'd be up all night. He just had his second child.
Yeah, wow. Congrats to him.
Yeah, man. So good team win, but it was a good win, but we're on to the next game. That was good in the moment. I enjoyed it. My body's paying for it, but I think we'll all be good this Sunday.
Well, yeah, keeping this Rocco team to 8 points in the fourth quarter, especially after giving them or allowing them 30 points in the second quarter, 30 points in the third. So definitely a big fourth quarter defensively. And another stat that is really is pretty good: 6 turnovers for you guys, and they're 11. So doing a good job of I guess protecting the ball as well. I'd say.
I do. I agree with that. I think from everybody, from myself to like Benny when he came on, Gabe, nobody was trying to make too many home run plays, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Everybody knew what spot they needed to be in. Everybody was making the right reads. Jordy was amazing cutting. Damon, Ben made good passes when they went to their zone. To CJ cutting down the lane. Um, yeah, man, it was a good team win. I know the box score shows like everybody, like me, CJ, and Sharif had a lot of points, but everybody contributed in its own way, and that's really what matters at this time of year. People stepping
Hmm.
up, making plays. It doesn't matter how big or small. And Coach Lucas is good at. He highlighted that last Tuesday at training. Like now, it's finals here. It doesn't matter if you're playing 2 minutes or 40 minutes. It's what you're doing on the bench to help us and what you're doing in the game to help us. So you don't want
Mm.
anybody just sitting there soaking, asking why they're not playing, and nobody's done that. Everybody
Yeah.
stepped up. We're all supporting each other, and it shows.
Mm. Well, yeah, I didn't go through the scorers, but top scoring 28 points in this one. Sharif Black with 27 and 4, and then CJ with 20 and 6. I know no points for Caleb, but yeah, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and adding a steal. It's very rare you'll see 0 points for Caleb, but he still had those 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Still doing his thing as well. But yeah, I even feel like the Wolves this year. I said on commentary last game with Matt Parsons. I feel like you guys are really a really deep team. You've got Damon coming off the bench, who was a starter at the Giants. Even like someone like Ben Gill, who's coming up in the league. Hayden Collier, I know Hayden's been injured and struggling as well, but moving to the bench. Even kind of hoping to see if he's okay. You can bring him in, and then even like Gabe Chadinya, like there is a lot of length to this team, and I believe you guys have one of the deepest benches in the league.
I agree, and in practice, it shows.
Yeah,
When they put the teams together, or when we're moving and we're scrimmaging and stuff like that. Even the guys that don't necessarily suit up as much, Luca,
yeah, yeah.
some of the D League guys come over and train with us, and they're holding their own, making plays and things like that. Hayden is an exceptional passer out the post. Um, Gabe, I like Gabe. I gotta beg him to
Mm-hmm.
shoot. Like when the games come, he tries to. I don't know. I don't know if he's overthinking sometimes, but it was a,
Yeah,
it was a time. But when he gets downhill, you give him a lot of space. He's one of the better shooters on the team. Ben Gill is amazing getting downhill or attacking the paint, especially in the
mm,
open floor. And he's fearless. He doesn't really care whether he's guarding the best player like Isaac or if he's I don't know sitting in the corner making sure somebody's not getting the three off. He's
mm.
fearless, and I can respect that. And everybody, like I said, everybody's playing for each other. It's not like, oh, I need to get mine so I can get this next contract. It's
Yeah, yeah,
everybody's playing for the name on the front of the jersey. I know we don't got names on the back, but you know the
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Nobody, yeah, they're not paying for themselves. So, like I said earlier, I'm enjoying it. It's one of the better teams I've been on in Australia. Obviously, I played for Southern last year, and it was not to compare, but it was kind of the same. We had a well drilled coach that knew what he was doing, and we had a bunch of high quality and high level human beings, not just good basketball players, but we had good human beings that were playing for the name on the front, not necessarily for the name on the back. And which is why I think the success is showing now, and it showed all season for us, the Joondalup speaking.
Mm. Yeah, well, amazing team. Well, that's all the games that we've got for the finals. We'll talk about the games coming up quickly, but yeah, I know people know a lot about you being from California. You've been here for quite a while, and you're pretty much an Aussie really to us, Tay. And but I guess it must have been hard as well. You don't need to go too deep into it. I know because you really loved playing for East Perth. It was a home for you. It was a big family as well. For me being there as well, knowing you from there. Yeah, it must have been tough for you to have to go to Sydney with that injury. But I feel like you came back really energized. And I feel like you look. I don't know. Maybe you don't feel more confident, but how I look at it, I feel like you look pretty confident on the floor. And I feel like we got a different Taylor Young from what we had at East Perth and coming back from Sydney.
I would say, especially after everything that went down, like, yeah, I still love East Perth. I still love the people around there. It is what it is. Things happen.
Mm,
Clubs need to make certain decisions for whatever that reason is. I have no ill will. For the most part, I think I moved on from it. Um,
mm,
and me going to Sydney, I personally think made me, I wouldn't say grow up, but have to do it on my own again, if that makes sense. Like when I was at East Perth, I don't want to say I was well taken care of, but they made sure I was comfortable. which is all I really
Yeah.
wanted. So I guess I kind of relaxed a little bit, which forced me to obviously make the mistakes I made, which led to me being let go. When I went to
Mhm.
Sydney again, I had to figure it all out. I was basically trying to earn another contract, if that makes sense, or continue my playing career. Shout out to Sean and the Sutherland Sharks for taking a chance on me. And when I was in Sydney, it was, like I said, it was like a well-oiled machine. Sean invited me to train with the Kings and go to some of their pickups and their skill work
Yeah.
sessions. Um, the club was pretty open, and Sean was pretty open about what he needed from me, especially coming back from injury. He wasn't just going to rush me and throw me into the fire. He was going to let me kind of work my way back into playing shape and hopefully make a run in finals. And I had some good games. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. We lost in the preliminary final to get there to Canberra, who won the whole thing. So,
Mm.
and then coming back here to Joondalup, um, I guess the best word is I'm healthy and I'm happy. I'm enjoying where I am. I can just focus on basketball. Then we was talking about earlier before the recording started. I wake up, I work out, I go train some kids, I go to training, and I go home. I don't gotta worry about too much of other stuff. And the club has been supportive of that. Andrew, before he stepped down, he's been a straight shooter with me. I respect him a lot. Even the new CEO, I messaged him. I want to say 2 weeks ago before the Geraldton. I mean, not the Geraldton trip, before the Kalgoorlie trip, asking
Mm.
just for having a conversation. And he told me I could message him whenever he wants, whenever I need to, if
Mhm.
I need anything. And I'm sure he's like that with everybody, not just me. Um, so the club does a great job of taking care of the players. The community does it as well. Everybody reaches out, even when we lose. I get messages like, "Oh, keep your head up, good game. You guys are good." And nothing against East Perth, but it wasn't like that. The
Mhm.
fan base is really like this club is like a cult. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
cult. Like they're in it, win, lose, draw, rainy days, stormy nights, sunny days. They support you. And I love it. And it's helped me, kind of relax. I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my teammates, and I'm doing it for the fans that show up every week, home or away, to support us.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, Lucas does done a great job with it, and the coaches in general, between Shaq, Damian, Bray. Shout out to our team manager Gord. She be having the pickle juice ready for me at halftime and asking if anybody needs anything.
Mhm.
Um, they've done a good job of instilling confidence in me, like allowing me to go out there and play my game. Lucas, over the past few weeks, have told me he needed me to be more aggressive. The players have told me to do that, which I think has led to some of the success in some of the games that I have had, and not just scoring, whether it's like almost getting 10 assists,
Yeah.
or impacting the game on the defensive end. I think my
Mhm.
defense is better. Yeah, I love it, man. I can go on and on, but
Yeah.
Joondalup is. I wish I would. Again, nothing needs perf, but I wish I'd have been here from the jump.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There are levels to the teams we have
Yeah,
in WA. I feel like it's pretty much middle tier, and then you got your Joondalup, even you got Rocco as well with their fan base. But
yeah,
Joondalup
Gerald.
is
Yeah,
on a, but yeah, Jero as well. But I feel like even Joondalup is on a tier of their own. Just the game nights, how
yeah,
much time they put into games, and then even like the merch. You've even got a t-shirt as well,
yeah. Oh,
for
yeah,
fans.
yeah, for real. Yeah, they do a good job
So
of the branding. I guess you can call it. Yeah, the branding of
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So no, it's a great club, and yeah, you guys have really done a great job, this year. And going back to Sutherland, they have a chance this weekend to get to the grand final. And there, I don't know if you've seen much, Tay, but you played with Jason Spurgeon, who plays for the Kings. You're, for people that don't know, your head coach was an assistant coach for the Kings,
yep,
and I think still is.
yep,
So they had a really good connection with the Kings. And then, like, someone I've actually spoken to in the past on the podcast was Lockie Hutchison, like one of the best Aussie guys over in the NBL1 East.
yeah,
Playing, like a great talent. And then even like this year, they look really good. They've added Tyler Robertson, who plays for the Kings, and even a former NBL player, in Lucas Walker as well. So they're looking really good. There's a chance for them to get to to the grand final.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you saw much of them this
Oh
year, Tay.
yeah. I still talk to a lot of those guys. I talked to Hutch. I was watching the game before I left to go to Rockingham,
Yeah,
to go to mine. I still talk to some of the guys. Spurs a lot. I talked to Hutch. I talked to AC, Adrian Cabrera.
yeah.
And I still talk to Sean and the assistant coaches. So that's what I'm saying. They welcome me with open arms, and even though I didn't go back, they still treat me like I'm one of their own. So if they
Mm.
win, I think I gotta get one of these tattoos that they be talking about, a little shark fin.
Maybe if they give you a ring too, maybe we'll
Yeah, they
see.
better. Sure. I hope so. I
Yeah,
won't be mad if I can get two in one in one season.
definitely. You
Yeah.
get two in one season, definitely. Well, Tay, let's go to the games we've got this weekend. I'm super pumped for it. I can't wait. We've got a full a full I guess fixture of all these games: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And first off, the Rockingham Flames taking on the Perry Lakes Hawks, 7:30 p.m. Mike Barnett Sports Complex. This one's very interesting. Perry Lakes, like we said, they are playing some great basketball. It's hard to go against them, but especially with the news about Jack Browder, they really, really, I feel like would need him in this game. But Rocco aren't invincible. We saw what you guys, could do to Rocco, and I don't know about if Michael Harris will be playing as well. So there's a loss as well for Rocco. But look, I'm just going to go with the home team. I think Rockingham will get this win. But Perry Lakes are going to test them. This is going to be a close matchup.
Yeah, I think Rocco will win. And knowing Ryan, I think he'll be put his mad scientist hat on, and they'll figure out a way to contain the two contain Cam and Isaiah. And
Mhm.
Isaac is not gonna have too many poor shooting nights. So
Yeah,
I personally think Rocco is gonna win.
yeah. And then Geraldton Buccaneers taking on the Willerton Tigers, 7:30 p.m. Active West Stadium. So a long journey on a Friday all the way to Gero. Now I got to be a little bit smart with this one. Willerton weren't happy I didn't go. I went against them, but it turned out pretty good. They won the game. But Geraldton, we know what Geraldton can do. They're saying to themselves they shouldn't have lost that first game against Coburn at home. So they've really got to defend home court this weekend. Look, I'm going to go for Jero, but Tayshawn, if Tayshawn's watching, we need another, we need about 30 from you. We need a big game. We need you to have a clear head. We need you to be focused on the game. And hopefully this puts a fire under you, because I got Jero, man. So you gotta show me you guys can get this win. And I think if Tigers win, I might say they're going to be the champs. So they got to win this game, and I might put them as early champs. But we'll see, Tay. But look, I got Jero, and I know I'm going to get hate for it at Willerton, but that's okay. I don't know what you're thinking, Tay.
I'm going with Gerald too. I mean, they won it
Yeah,
last year. They're not, and I mean, they're also a really
yeah,
well coached team as well. And I think Devondre shot like 9 for when, like, I don't know,
correct.
he didn't have a good shooting night. So I
No,
think he'll be looking to redeem himself. And that team is very good. And like you said, what's his name? I think Matt Norman. He's shooting the
yeah,
piss out of it right now.
yep.
We got Liam Hunt. I think Gerald personally has a lot of firepower. And the way Josh Keys is playing, he's a completely different player than what I remember when I last played against him. So
Mm-hmm.
they'll all be looking for some give back. And I think it'll be the same situation as Rocco. I don't think they'll be losing 2 in a row to go home. So
No,
I'm going with
no.
Zero as well.
Yeah. Well, so if that's correct, I guess, we might have the Flames moving over to take on the Coburn Cougars. That'll be massive. And then Jero versus the Wolves. But I guess for you, Tay, you guys just got to sit back and wait. You'll play on Sunday. I guess, we can't really talk about which team it's going to be, but I guess you'll be watching on Friday night. Maybe you and the boys will get together and watch a game. But I guess what can you say about this Sunday, and what have you guys got to do, I guess, to hopefully get this win and book your spot at RAC Arena?
Well, I personally feel like just playing the way we know how to play. I think we can't worry about too much, especially I guess right now. We can't worry about too much of who we're going to play. It's just how we approach that game. And I think if we
Mm-hmm.
approach it like we did this past weekend, we'll put ourselves in a great situation. And like I said, like everybody has to play their part. It's not just on one person. We can't just rely on Sharif and CJ. We gotta collectively. I think it starts at the defensive end and closing our possessions with rebounding and getting out and running, which is kind of what we're known for doing. So I think we take care of us, do the things that the coaches are asking of us, as well as stepping up and making plays of our own, both on both sides of the ball, not just on the offensive end. We'll be in a good situation regardless of who we play.
Well, yeah, that's going to be huge this weekend. The grand final and the semi-finals, prelim finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see who books their tickets to RAC Arena on 15th of August, and definitely get your tickets if you haven't already, because it's going to be a massive night at RAC Arena. And Taylor Young, thank you so much for joining me, man. I really appreciate it. Great to see you're loving basketball. I don't know if you ever disliked it, but I feel like you really look like you're loving basketball and loving Joondalup.
Appreciate that,
and
man.
it's great. It's great to see. So yeah, congratulations with everything, and hopefully you guys can get to RAC Arena. We'll see.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Always good talking to you, bro.
No worries, man. And for the viewers, thank you so much for tuning in this week. And stay tuned to all the matches, all the games this weekend. And we'll see you next week to talk about RAC Arena Grand Finals, women's and men's. We'll see you next week for more Fast Break.